What's up, everybody? Welcome back to ZR Chess. Today, going over our new study guide for 2022. What I'm going to be going through and what I recommend for anybody trying to get better at chess. So, update a little bit from last year, having learned stuff over the year, and we'll go over it real quick. So, the openings, still going to be focusing on these main 6 items. Some of these have been changed just a little bit. The openings, mainly one of the big things is you need to pick your openings. Pick an opening for white and stick with it. You're going to want to get really good at one rather than mediocre at a few. A lot of people fall into that. I used to fall into that. And that's what Bobby Fischer used to talk about. He would rather be really good, an expert at one opening, than good at a few. So definitely pick an opening you like, stick with that, learn all the lines. It's going to be a lot better for you and a lot more beneficial when you're playing games. And then also, so learn a few lines through that opening. Try to find different traps and stuff that you can fall into. Watch a few videos online about that opening. And then pick a defense as black too. Learn a defense for E4 or D4 or C4. Know what you're gonna play in each scenario. Know at least one good defense. Like I play Sicilian every time you force played. I play Sicilian because that's what I've been studying the past 6 months to a year. So you pick one and you get really good at it, and then you'll be able to catch people off guard better. Next we got tactics. Going over. Know your mates. Make sure you know all your checkmates. The suffocation by knight. The two bishop mates. Back rank mates especially. Know all the different checkmates and know different ways to do positioning on material gain. You're gonna see a bunch of stuff like say Zugzwang. You want to know how to do that and how to recognize it. Same with like the Greek gift, bishop going into the end, attacking the king. Make sure you know some of these main things, and you can find that on Lichess or chess.com. Go through their puzzles, and they'll have a bunch of lists out for you there that you can try to practice on. Game analysis is so important. Game analysis, I think, is what separates the good players from the great players. And when they're trying to get better, it really ups your level. So every single game you play, especially if it's not a blitz game, I would go through, analyze it, go slow, and see every move you did, what the positive and negative was of it, and how you could have done better, and learn stuff for next time. You can use a chess engine too. It'll help you if you get stuck on something when you're studying it. I don't recommend doing it first. I recommend going through yourself and doing it first, and then you can go back with the chess engine and kind of check your work. That way you're still doing all the brain work, and that's what's going to teach you. And then you can go through GM games too if you feel like it. If you have time after going through your own games, there's different Grandmaster games online that you can find a database for certain different openings and stuff if you want to look into it. And then use analytics and studies. Analytics now is on chess.com and Lichess. They go through your past games and they kind of tell you what you've done good and bad. I have another video on that if you want to find it. And then the studies, you can create your own repertoires on there. You can study different things to show or share with other people. You can go through each move and notate it. This is a blunder, this is a mistake, I should have done this. And I've got a video on that too. That's just the Lichess thing. It's a fantastic, I use that all the time. I use it with my coach. It's a fantastic way of studying chess and getting better. Next we got endgames. Endgames are very important because you're going to get endgames in pretty much every game. So again, know your checkmates. I know I already said that once. We're going to be doing it again. Yeah, know your endgames. No draws. You're going to want to be able to able to pull out a draw if you're down material, or if you think they're going to win. Maybe they have a pawn on the other side, and you want to make sure you can pull out a draw or an endless move so that you can force a draw. And then pawn games and liquidation. Pawn end games are very important because they are what you get down to after you trade off all the big pieces. And a lot of people don't know how to promote pawns and push them past. If you've got a pawn here, and you're just playing with pawns and kings now, whoever gets their pawn on the other side of the board is going to win. That's pretty much it, unless you guys draw. So know how to do that best and know how to counteract his pawns coming to your side. Liquidation is somewhat similar. I'm going to do another video on this. I haven't done a video on liquidation yet. You've got pieces on the board, and you want to start trading off pieces to get to a pawn endgame. And then you want to do it so that when you get to a pawn endgame, that pawn endgame is beneficial for you. You have a pawn, out here that can release and be a queen, or you've got a 3-on-3 like I talked about the other day, where you can push up the middle one and get a queen. So liquidation is kind of before that happens, having your pieces on the board and knowing how to trade off to get into a beneficial end game for yourself. Reading the videos, I mean, chess books are fantastic if you get the right books. They're such a good study tool. There's an app, Chessify. Sometimes in the books they've got the chess square on there, and it's kind of hard to do it all in your mind. If you want to use Chessify, it's an app, and you take a picture of the board on the book, and it'll pop it up for you, and then you can manipulate it and move all the pieces. Very cool, very helpful. I recommend that. YouTube, obviously, if you're watching this now, you're already doing this job. YouTube's great for finding new things. Chessable is a place online where you can get these modules, which are courses to learn different chess. Some of them are pay, but they've got a ton of free ones out there, especially some of the short and easy opening ones if you're going to be learning an opening. Once you choose, find it on there, and you go through each move and replay it to get it stuck in your mind, almost like muscle memory. It's a very efficient way to learn. And then lastly, you just got to play. You got to put all this stuff you're learning into practice. Otherwise, you're not going to retain it well. So play slow games. When you're playing blitz games, you don't have time to think about all this and think about tactics and stuff. So it's not going to help you retain any of this. Play a slow game. Play a 10-minute game at least. I like to play a 30-minute game, so I'm trying to learn stuff and test stuff out. 30 minutes aside, and then you're going to be thinking hard on every line and every move, and you're going to be remembering stuff that you've learned and putting it into practice. And then just be consistent and play throughout the week. Try to play maybe 2 or 3 times a week in a slow game. You can play your blitz games too, but that's not going to help you like these are. And then use the openings that you have. So that's what I got for 2022. Try to hit all of these. Obviously, people are busy, so do what you can, and let me know what you think. Let me know if you want to see something added on here. If you want me to see me explain something, I'm gonna do my best to do that liquidation video soon, and I think I'll show you guys my chess books that I read too. I've got some good ones. So I will see you guys next time. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.